I am currently immersed in the world of Harry Potter. It is, for the second time around, experiencing these great books now with my children. And I'm even more in awe of J.K. Rowling now than I was when the books first came out in my young adulthood. The world she has created with her words is magical. And not just because it focuses on the magical world of Hogwarts, but also because it has truly changed the world. There was a fascinating study published this year that found that readers of this fantastic series have been profoundly affected by it. According to the study published in the journal Political Science and Politics, Harry Potter readers' discernment of evil speech in the public sphere is more highly sensitized than that of the average Muggle. They have internalized the values of the book, the dangers of cult personalities and authoritarianism, inclusion, acceptance of diversity, and championing the marginalized. It is not an accident that Rowling has such resonant themes in her books. She has said that the rise of the Nazis and the Holocaust influenced her storylines. It is not giving anything away for those of you who have not yet had the pleasure of entering Rowling's world, that the famous incantation Abracadabra does make an appearance. What would a magical tale be without those words? What I didn't know until my reread of this series is that Abracadabra is believed by some to have Hebrew and Aramaic roots. An argument can be made that this magical incantation is at its core, at its source, a combination of the word bara, which means to create, and the word dabra, which means speech, to speak. A loose translation, according to this theory, would be, I will create that which I speak, abracadabra. While it may be that we'll never know for sure, it does seem to make sense that someone casting a spell would say, may what I have just said come to be created. Let what I speak become reality. And regardless of whether or not these words have a Jewish source, the sentiment that our speech, our words, create reality is fundamental to Judaism. The entire Torah begins with God speaking the world into being. God said, let there be light, and there was light. It is God's words that flow forth to create the world of light, of life, of hope that we all enjoy. It all begins with words. Further, God gives human beings the power of speech, distinguishing us from animals and inanimate objects, and giving us the same holy power of creation that brought the world into being in the first place. The Ten Commandments is as concerned with how we speak as it is with physical acts like murder or stealing. The commandment that we all know, of course, you must not lift up God's name in emptiness. This is about how we invoke God's name in our speech. Our prayer book bookends the most important prayers that we say, that we just said, the Amidah, with two passages about speech. Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory, and may the words of my mouth be acceptable to you, that we just sang. So concerned were the architects of our liturgy with the power of human speech. As Jews traversed the world, suffering expulsion after expulsion, it was our language, the words of our tradition, that kept us together as a people, a global family. Hebrew is known as a Jew's portable homeland, building Jewish spaces and keeping our community alive when no physical place was available. Jews have always known how important language can be. It has, in some instances, been our only hope. The Jewish belief in the power of words to create the world is echoed in modern scientific studies as well. In a powerful study from Stanford University, it was found that children who live in poverty hear, on average, 30 million words, fewer words, by the age of 3 than children who come from middle and upper income families. The discrepancy that they found is of immense importance because vocabulary development is directly related to school success. The words children hear or don't hear literally shapes their learning world. As the Torah comes to a close, Moses' words are the main characters in this part of the Torah. This week's Torah portion is called Ha'azinu, as Caroline and Drew know, which literally means give ear, listen up to the words that I'm about to say. Moses is sending the Israelites forward without him, and the way that he will forever be their leader, the way that he will give them a never-ending gift, is through the words that he shares. As we meditate tonight on the power of words, we are bombarded by political commentary that would have us believe that words are harmless, that words don't matter, that there is some stark distinction between speech and action. Judaism sees no such distinction. Yes, when we vocally commit to doing something good, performing a mitzvah, we must actually do it to have fulfilled our obligations. But there is no such thing in Judaism as evil speech that does no harm. One cannot denigrate another as less than human or objectify persons by their component parts and say, because that person did not strike them, he did not hurt them. With the sound of the shofar still ringing in our ears, wordless speech that cries out to God of our sincere desire to be granted another year on this earth, and a year on this earth in which we can love and live better, let us remember today and every day, for the sake of our children and our own souls, the sacred relationship that we have with the words that we speak. The actualization of our inner lives through breath and voice, that's what words are. And let us remember that unlike when we break a glass or an arm, and we can put the pieces back together somehow and it's whole again, once something is shattered by words, it can never be put back together again. Words cannot be unheard. So let us commit to use our words wisely, carefully, never with the intent of destroying, and let us never condone another's speaking that shatters an individual, a group, a gender, and divests them of their humanity either. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam, says the psalm. Blessed is the one who spoke and created the world. May each of us be blessed for the world that we create with our words. Shabbat shalom.